In the heart of Ghana, where the streets of Kumasi bustle with traders, drummers, and storytellers, there lived a young man named Kwame. Kwame was known across the city for his restless spirit. He was strong, tall, and intelligent, but his biggest weakness was his impatience. He wanted everything quickly: wealth, respect, and recognition, without the discipline that life demanded. Kwame's father, Kwaku, was a master drummer. In Kumasi, the talking drums were not just instruments, they carried the voice of the ancestors, the wisdom of chiefs, and the heartbeat of the Ashanti people. Kwaku tried to teach his son the sacred art of drumming, but Kwame would not listen. "Father, why should I waste years learning rhythms when I can find a faster way to success? I want riches, not songs." But Kwaku warned him gently, "My son, the drum is more than music. It teaches patience, humility, and respect for the spirits of our land. If you cannot master rhythm, you cannot master life." Kwame ignored his father and instead spent his time with friends who promised quick wealth through dishonest means. One day, a man arrived in Kumasi wearing a cloak darker than midnight. He called himself Obairi, a traveler from the north. He claimed to know secrets of hidden treasures buried in the Ashanti forests, treasures that could make a man rich overnight. Kwame's heart leapt at the chance. Without telling his father, he followed Obairi deep into the forest beyond Lake Bosom. As they walked, Obairi's voice was smooth and tempting. "All you must do, Kwame, is beat the sacred drum when I tell you. Riches will come pouring like rain." They arrived at a clearing where ancient stones stood in a circle, their surfaces carved with strange symbols. At the center lay a giant drum covered in skins black as night. Kwame felt his chest tighten. The air was cold though the sun still shone. Obairi ordered him, "Strike the drum." Kwame lifted his hands, but he hesitated. The drum seemed alive, whispering through the wind. Then he remembered his father's words about patience and discipline, but ambition clouded his mind. He struck the drum once. The ground trembled. A shadow rose from the earth, tall, monstrous, with eyes burning red. Obairi fell to his knees, laughing. "You fool! You have awakened the spirits that guard the treasure. But they do not serve the greedy, they devour them." Kwame tried to run, but the shadow blocked his path. Its voice thundered, "Those who seek riches without honor will find only sorrow." The spirits encircled him, and Kwame screamed. But suddenly, faintly, another sound echoed through the forest, the rhythmic beat of a drum. It was his father, Kwaku, who had followed the trail of his son. With each strike of his drum, the spirits trembled. Kwaku's rhythm carried prayers, wisdom, and ancestral strength. He shouted, "Son, join me. Strike with patience, not with greed." Kwame, shaking, began to drum along with his father. At first his rhythm was wild and broken, but slowly he remembered the lessons he had ignored. His hands found balance, his spirit found calm, and together, father and son created a harmony that filled the forest. The shadow shrieked and dissolved into mist, vanishing back into the earth. Obairi, the trickster, fled into the night, never to be seen again. When silence returned, Kwame fell to his knees before his father. Tears streamed down his face. "Forgive me, father. I sought quick riches and nearly lost my life. Now I understand, patience is the drumbeat of wisdom." Kwaku placed a hand on his son's shoulder. "Remember, Kwame, the drum does not rush. Its power comes from steady rhythm. So too does life. Walk with patience, respect the wisdom of the past, and you will never be led astray." From that day forward, Kwame devoted himself to the drum. He practiced until his rhythm spoke like the voice of the ancestors. He became not just a drummer, but a man of wisdom, known across Kumasi for his humility and strength. The people said, "Kwame learned the hardest lesson, that impatience brings shadows, but patience brings light." And so, the tale of the drums of Kumasi was passed down from generation to generation, reminding all who heard it that the fastest path is not always the right path, and that wisdom grows only with patience.